Welcome back to Broke Till Friday podcast, guys. I just saw Aquaman 2 yesterday. We can go over Aquaman 2, why it was a 6.5 out of 10.
Explain it to me, because I haven't seen it yet. Explain it to me.
I don't want to see it.
I'm going to make you see it right now in your imagination.
Fuck your chest and your DC movies. They just don't give us hope.
I'm going to make you... Yeah, so it was a very self-contained movie, right? There's no references or anything else. It's just, that's it. You guys don't care about spoilers, right? It doesn't matter?
I don't give a shit.
Okay.
I fucking hate
You fucking hate him. All right. Walter, you good, right?
Yeah.
All right. So it's basically just the story of... it's a story of brothers. It's two brothers. That's all it is. It's two brothers. Okay? The movie's called Two Brothers.
Already.
The movie's called Two Brothers. Because it's basically...
Twin Towers?
Mr. President, a second tower has hit.
Aquaman.
A second Aquaman has hit. A second allegation has hit Amber Heard. So she was barely in the movie. She was basically replaced by the dad, Tamara Morrison. He's like, I'm just a simple man trying to make my way through the galaxy, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So...
Oh, yes. Our
half of
Han
the
Solo archetype.
Straight up, he was Book of Boba Fett. And Aquaman was straight up just talking with... he was just talking with his dad for half the movie, which you could clearly tell. It's like, well, that's where he would have been talking to Amber Heard. Because, like, he would put down the baby, turn around, and his dad would be there instead. And he'd be like, oh, hi, Dad. He gave him a kiss and everything. And then on the lips, because he's like Tom Brady. And and he was talking to the dad about, like, how hard is it to be a single parent, you know? Instead of being... It's like, why are you talking about being a single parent? Like, you have Amber Heard off screen somewhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fucking off. But the whole point of the movie is like, oh, he's living between two worlds, right? Again, because he's on the surface with this kid, and he's got to go downstairs to the sub basement of Aquaman, of Aqualand, SeaWorld.
It's not actually.
He's got to go down to SeaWorld.
It's not actually Atlantis. He just goes to his like semi-flooded basement. And
I forgot the name for Atlantis, so therefore I'm now going to call it SeaWorld the whole time, okay?
The real SeaWorld.
Exactly.
The real one.
Where they have the ride of Atlantis. So he goes down to SeaWorld, and he's talking to the other sea people, and they're like, oh, don't you realize, while this is a monarchy, technically, we have a council. And then the council's just overriding everything he wants to do, which is just showing you, like, the slowness of bureaucracy. So he starts seeing Black Manta finds the Black Trident, African-American Trident, sorry. And he finds, he starts getting visions, and he gets extra strength. And it's like, it's crazy, because he gets, like, Aquaman level strength, because in a later fight, you see him, he punches him, and he's like, whoa, he's stronger even without the power suit, right? And he fixes the power suit. He starts... Literally, the plot is that Black Manta starts polluting the earth so that the ice caps can melt, so that the bad guys who are melted beneath the ice caps can come out. That's the whole plot. So then...
That's dumb.
It was so stupid. And so Aquaman goes...
It's not dumb. It's just uninspired.
Yeah. So he goes, and then he breaks out his brother from prison, because he's like, you fought Black Manta, so I know you and I can do it. And he's like, don't call me brother the whole time. And you guessed it, surprise, surprise, at the end of the movie, they're like, brother.
We're all brothers here.
Yeah.
Exactly, eating milk out of SeaWorld. And so he goes... he's drinking milk directly from the killer whale's
disgusting.
tits. So he goes... And they
then
have their whole
Master
trip.
came out of nowhere as a third brother.
No, yeah, because Ocean Master is his brother Orm.
Yeah.
That's why.
Oh wait,
But-
really?
Yes,
Yeah.
from the first movie, Orm.
No, I know that, but like, was he in this one?
Yes, that's his brother. Who else is his brother?
That's what you're talking about. Not
Orm-
Black Manta.
Orm/Ocean Master is being broken out of prison because Aquaman needs to team up with him to take down Black Manta. You get me?
Sorry,
You got
my
confused,
mistake.
yes.
I thought Black
You
Manta
thought
was
Black
his
Manta
brother.
had a brother.
Yeah.
No.
I
Two
thought it
brothers.
was like a trifecta of brothers. You know.
No.
This is my brother
Yeah.
Tyrone.
Exactly.
He's melting the ice caps.
And so,
Hey, you never know.
And so they defeat him and whatnot. Because it also turns out that the brotherly love could fix it, because it was the anger from brothers from Atlan, and his brother became the undead person of the Black Trident, and then he was getting corrupted and all this bullshit, right? And that's why those brothers, because they were in conflict, so that he was the Lost Kingdom, hence Aquaman the Lost Kingdom, roll credits, but they were defeated by the two brothers teaming up, even though initially Orm didn't want to. And at the end of the movie, they're like, oh, Orm, too bad that you died, if you know what I mean. He's like, what? Oh, well, I guess, okay. And then he can go have like a normal life on the surface, because he never had a life. You know, he's only ever lived in SeaWorld, so he doesn't know what surface food is like.
You've never been to Universal.
He's never been to Universal.
He hasn't
He's never been to
experienced
Disney. And in one of the scenes, he's like, you never tried cheeseburgers and stuff? And he's like, no, what is that? That sounds disgusting, right? And so when they break out, they're on like the they're in a forest and there's a huge cockroach. And he's like, "Oh, eat that. We eat that stuff all the time." And so Orm grabs a huge cockroach, bites it, and he's like, and then he finishes it. And then Aquaman's like, "Oh, okay." Like he was trying to prank him, but I guess not, right? And so at the end of the movie, the end credit scene is literally just Orm. He has a cheeseburger and he's like, He sees a roach and he picks it up, puts it inside the cheeseburger, bites it, and then he goes, Dumbest shit ever. But Amber Heard was in like probably like 4 or 5 scenes. It was in the very beginning when she's holding the baby, and then it like switches and it's very clearly not her, just some lady in like a red wig, like a bad red wig, holding the baby with like the back to Aquaman, and Aquaman's like, yeah. And then at the very end, and she got lasered by Black Manta, but like I think they deep faked her because the face looked very uncanny when it was like on the hospital bed going like because of the laser, right? But she was just out the whole movie because of the laser until the very end. And there was like 3 or 4 chances where we were like, oh my god, she's finally gonna die. The laser part, when the black trident gets thrown at her and she's like she's holding the baby, so I was fully expecting her to be like whoosh, right? But she's holding the baby above her, whatever, right? Getting speared. But nope, she didn't die, unfortunately. So it's a 6.5 out of 10. Like it was funny, but like I feel like I understand that Jason Momoa probably had a ton of fun having it, making the movie, because he was like, oh, if I do a good job or a bad job, they gotta give me my $2 million, you know, like that's my price. Fucking, I think you should leave over here, you know, because he's like, doesn't matter if I do a bad job. That's what the movie felt like. He was just going the whole time. Doesn't matter if I do a bad job, because he was like cracking jokes and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, it was okay. It was okay, right? I don't like regret having watched. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10.
That's fairly high. I'm not gonna lie. This is the gayest thing that you've spoken of this entire night.
We talked about gay food.
And last week's topic was sucking dick. So we had Hector here. We had to man that episode. So yeah, it was.
Michael. It wasn't.
It was Michael. But yeah, it was like, again, it was an okay movie. It was fun, right? But Marvel's was definitely better. Definitely better. It just kind of seemed like, you know, all that fucking character development from Manta supposedly, but it's like, no, you don't get it because he still wants to kill Aquaman.
I was gonna
matter
say,
what.
didn't Black Manta have a change of heart
No.
in like at the
Hell
end
no.
of
No, because
the first
Ocean.
one?
No, because he's like the intermediary villain,
Uh-huh.
and then Ocean Master's the real villain at the end of the first one, right?
I'm not gonna lie. I thought Ocean Master died. At
No,
the end
he
of the
got
first one.
imprisoned.
Like
got
my
in
memory
prison.
of the first one, because that was like what, like fucking 2013 or whatever.
Edward watched the movie, but he didn't really
2018.
watch the movie.
It was like 6 years ago, dude.
Yeah,
Can't
it was
change.
fucking forever ago, and I never rewatched it.
You can't
Like,
change the black heart and the black mana.
Let me see.
Played by the.
Aquaman, the first one came out in 2018. Yeah, 5 years. Okay, not
5
too
years.
bad.
Jesus Christ. 5
Um,
years ago.
That was
Yeah.
pre-COVID, dude.
Well,
That
that
was like a whole lifetime
was-
ago.
it
That,
re-
that
it really
doesn't
was.
count.
You guys want to split 100 pack of pods? It's $314.
Just why do we need 100
We
pack?
need 100 of them.
10
Infinite
I
pods.
was looking for. I know. in case
Infinite
you
pod
lose
cheat
any,
code.
but, So, having said that, don't go watch it. It
Yeah.
was whatever. You know.
I feel like you could get more bang for your buck, especially now with like rising ticket costs.
oh,
Like, what's the point?
Was the movie you want everyone to watch?
The Iron Claw. Go
Iron
watch
Claw.
The Iron Claw. A24.
A24 has been putting out some
A24.
bangers, dude.
A24.
A24 is nice.
It's Zac Efron. He's probably gonna win an Oscar for it. He's that good. And then what else? Jeremy Allen White from The Bear. He's from The Bear.
Emmy award-winning show.
Is great. Then the other actors, the supporting actors, I don't really know them, but they're really fucking good. Man, just go watch it, man. It's very like it's drama and it's tragedy and like there's good parts. But
It's got a story.
It's got an
The
actual
story's
story.
amazing.
It's not just like global warming is evil.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's based off like real events and stuff, and it's like it's the most saddest shit you'll see all year.
Dude,
but it's like amazing.
What you
Really.
described sounded like for
An after-school
Aquaman.
special.
No, for Aquaman, it literally sounded like one of the worst episodes of Doctor Who from the last season. That's literally what it sounded.
It was like a shitty Doctor Who episode, straight up. It was like if you watch 2 or 3 shitty Doctor Who episodes in a row, because it's like that's how many
Yeah.
parts, right? It was a 2-hour movie.
yeah, 2 hour.
No,
movie.
I mean it wasn't. Again, it wasn't like
40
shitty.
minutes an episode.
Yeah, it wasn't shitty, but it left a lot to be desired.
Yeah.
And it was just like they were having fun with the movie. Good for them. But I was kind of like, okay, I guess I saw the movie. You know,
Mhm.
I wouldn't have lost anything if I hadn't seen it.
Orphan 55. That's the name of the Doctor Who episode that I was thinking of as you were describing that.
Doctor
One of the worst. One of the worst ones.
Doctor Who's dead. You hear that?
Dead.
They killed Mr. Doctor Who.
Yeah.
They killed him, the man, the myth, the
I
legend.
recently did a death battle with him.
You did a death battle with Doctor Who?
No.
Damn.
Damn, how did you
Death
win?
Battle channel. did a death battle of Doctor Who and.
Dude, Death Battle is so fucking retarded.
It's the dumbest shit ever. It's
not
basic.
bad.
It's
It's not
you
bad.
can't actually like power scaling in itself is a dumb thing because people try to do it with One Piece, being like, oh well, actually you can power scale here because if you see like when he kicked him in the nuts, that really hurt him, and he wasn't even using hockey then, and it's like just dumb shit.
There's a degree of power scaling. Like you have to
No.
where
The
like
character,
there's like a center ground where it makes sense, and then there's the two outside realms where it
there's
doesn't.
a
It's
character.
a bell curve. It's
there's
a bell curve.
There's a character is only as powerful as the writer wants him to be.
Well,
Why do you think the Flash
no,
gets fucking
no, that's
tripped up by
incorrect.
villains?
That's incorrect. I know Stanley said that, but that's incorrect. It's as strong as the story needs them to be.
That's the same
They
thing.
listen to it. No, it listens to the demands of the stories. Because
Who's writing the story?
if the writer makes them too strong, it won't make sense in story, and you'll feel the hand of the author. So then
Exactly.
it'll no longer make sense.
So
Making
explain
the
Dragon Ball.
bad. It will become a bad quality. You can see this in Dragon Ball Z. You can see how like before the power scaling actually made sense because it was in tune with the
They
story.
just
in
keep
Dragon
adding
Ball.
it.
It's over
next-
9,000.
Yeah, yeah,
and now
and
he's
then-
like,
and then we got to
now
Dragon
I'm
Ball
super
Z.
boo boo pee pee caca.
Yeah,
Super
exactly,
Saiyan,
exactly.
Level
Exactly.
5.5.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The power scaling got disconnected from the storytelling, and as a result, now you have all these insane, like random stupid shit, like Super Saiyan God, Ultra Max, busting a nut.
So you're
inside
saying
your
that we do
ass.
need power
Exactly.
Yeah,
scaling.
yeah, yeah. So the writers are just right there. The writers are just doing it however they want, but it doesn't make sense, so it stops being functional.
Except the
Edward
the,
got
the
it.
the fight scenes are so good. I don't give a fuck.
That's true. That's true.
Who
But
cares?
it's-
Who gives a
it-
shit
It is
about
an
the writing?
intrinsically different story.
Yeah,
Like-
exactly. 'Cause
like-
it's a martial arts story at the end of the day.
Well, the first one was like it had like it was Journey to the West basically.
Oh,
The start of Dragon Ball. It was basically
Yeah.
telling like a really old story in a modern format. And it had the same themes as Journey to the West about enlightenment and like all this other stuff, and that's part of the reason why Goku is kind of a retard. But he's very emotionally intelligent.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Chi-Chi was getting mad at him. He's like, why are you mad? I just left our child with an alien who was trying to kill us not even 6 months ago.
You mean in Dragon Ball Z and not Dragon Ball?
Dragging these nuts across your chin, Edward. So,
hate-
anyways, my
Yeah,
point.
yeah,
My
yeah,
point
yeah.
being, right? My point being, when you get into power scaling and stuff like that, it doesn't make sense to compare two different mediums because it's like if the two writers wanted to, they could make them equal fucking strength. It doesn't matter. You get me? It's only however the story, as Edward said, as the story needs it to be.
Mm-hmm.
Easy as that. Easy as pie.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Nah, it just needs to
Fucking-
be.
That's
It just needs
all
to
we
be
had,
good.
really.
It just
It
needs to
just
be
needs.
good.
It just needs to be good.
Yeah.
Man. There is shitty writing story. Remember, we're talking about Star Wars, right? Star Wars has shitty writing, and then even our professor, or not, I'll say professor, our physics high school teacher,
Yeah.
Mr. Lederman, he was like, yeah, when he was explaining force because you could calculate force.
Mhm.
He was like, well,
With midichlorians.
like he's a huge Star Wars fan.
Mhm.
Like he
Was.
loves them. Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Oh, well, he.
No, he didn't die. I just wanted him to get a good night's sleep.
Oh shit! I was worried. You got me worried.
That guy, that was a good one.
So,
Rest in peace, Heck.
so like I remember someone mentioned about Star Wars. The nerds in the classroom.
Yeah.
I think it was Isaac. Was it Isaac?
Well, Isaac is literally autistic, so
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good example, but continue.
No, nerds. I said nerds.
Oh, okay.
Send
I'm
us
not-
to Isaac.
I'm not calling out. I'm not calling out.
Send in the Isaacs. And then
So when he mentioned Star Wars,
everyone started creaming their pants because they're like,
No,
the teacher
even
actually knows.
Laterman was like,
Sugoi.
he's like, oh, you brought up something I like, and he starts talking about it,
Mhm.
and he's like, and then you don't want to ruin the fun by taking
Overthinking it.
Yeah, overthinking it. That's why, and he brought a good point. He's like, he himself loves physics, where he's like, I'm not gonna put my expertise to ruin this.
Exactly. It's like hyperspace. Technically, that's not possible because you would rip apart yourself, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, it's a fucking thing. They have the magic
Yeah,
technology.
yeah,
Who
yeah.
cares? You don't have to explain it.
Okay, I think.
But there are some things you should explain, like somehow Palpatine returned.
No,
Oh,
no,
that
no.
was
Well,
stupid.
see,
Yeah.
the things that need to be explained are the things that are intrinsic to the story. So this is all about writing and world building. This is the shit I love.
That's what I'm saying. No shitty
So-
writing, please.
It's not like you should. Depending on what type of story you're telling, you may need to explain how your characters are traveling through hyperspace.
I love Assassin's Creed,
but you don't need to do that for Star Wars, right? Because it's a science fantasy.
Yeah.
You don't really need that.
That's
but,
a side note. It's a
But let's
side
say
note.
if someone like Brandon Sanderson was writing a science fiction novel,
Who's that?
He might need to. He's a really famous high fantasy author.
What's the difference between high fantasy and low fantasy?
Low fantasy.
What about medium?
Okay.
Medium.
I'm just fucking with you, Edward. Don't worry. Keep going.
He was actually ready.
He got stressed. I saw
Yeah.
Edward get visibly
I
stressed.
saw-
He's like, oh fuck. Okay,
I saw, like,
that's a good
Edward-
question.
wait,
Actually,
Edward,
we have to
stop.
defuse this.
I was gonna tell him, hey, stop. He's joking with you.
I'm just kidding. Edward. All right.
Okay. But
Walter's just sitting there like, what the fuck
like-
is fantasy? Fantasy
What's
football.
writing?
Fantasy football.
What's the
Hey,
difference between high fantasy and fantasy football?
go. Go.
Walter, come on.
Walter.
Fantasy football.
What's the difference between high fantasy and fantasy football?
All right, high fantasy. Them niggas are high.
Man, I gotta bleep. Okay, go. Next. Just keep going.
And then
Yeah,
fantasy
LA
football is like NFL, dude.
Yeah.
LA Rams won to 49ers.
Yeah, but it
Uh,
doesn't matter. This game doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We already
No,
locked
it really
up the
doesn't.
number one
They
seed.
they have enough points that they're at
Yeah.
the top of the
Oh,
league,
Jesus.
and they didn't even put in
Yeah.
their first their first responders. Were they?
Oh, they didn't. They didn't bust the nut yet.
yeah. There's no firefighters on this team, bitch. They're fucking their starters. Yeah,
Yeah.
their starter Pokemon, whatever.
No, they've already beat the Elite Four. They don't need to go any further.
No, the Elite Four is coming up. It's a super.
They collect-
that's-
Oh, they
that's
beat all the
s-
gym leaders already.
That's a
They
superb
collected all
owl.
the badges. Yeah, they collect all the badges.
Yeah.
I hate you. Fuck y'all talking about?
Superb owl.
Sport, football.
No, yeah. It's like-
Go.
So like basically it just depends on the rules of the universe. Basically it
Yeah.
depends on what type of story you're trying to tell. If
Yeah.
you're trying to tell a story that is more like there's this difference. So like
Is a story about the power
Star
or a story
Wars-
about the journey?
No, not just that. Like you might want to write a story where think Avatar versus Star Wars. Star Wars is very loose with their power system. The Force does whatever the story needs it to do to
Whatever
get
the
a thing.
fuck they want.
That's not
That's
how
true.
Avatar works,
That's
right?
true.
The power system in Avatar is very well defined. It is if you can make these or you do these movements, you do this happens. Other than that, Earthbenders can't just suddenly start, bending
Moving
water
poop or whatever,
Yeah. But the only exception to this being the Avatar, and that's because they hold a special
connected to
thing.
everything.
Yeah.
But I haven't-
Very detailed, very defined. Well, not
Yes.
very detailed, like
I
somewhere
haven't caught up in the new I haven't
The new Avatar, it ended like 10 years ago, dude.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
no
You
Korra.
got time.
No, I haven't like caught up with Korra or whatever.
Legend of
Legend
Korra.
of
Yeah.
Uh,
It's pretty
I remember
good.
because I
There's
remember
more Rule 34
in original
stories,
in
dude, don't worry.
original Avatar. I want to say original.
Jesus.
She wasn't able to bend mud, right? She wasn't able to do that.
Yes.
But in Legend of Korra, are they able to do that?
Yes. Well, they're able to metal bend, and it's
But
because
mud.
Toph
Talking about mud.
pioneered that.
Is it Toph or Toph?
I thought it was
Toph.
Toph.
Tough.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yes, because you're
Huh.
retarded too.
No, because I'm like reading it as like gopher, right? But that's the ER now that I think about
Yeah.
it. But continue.
You know, Toph.
Toph.
Yeah, and
Toffee.
everything's like a logical extension of where it should. Like
Yeah.
airbenders can't suddenly start bending blood, but they can bend the air out of your lungs. So
But how do waterbenders bend blood?
because the
'Cause
water,
there's
the
water
in
in
your,
blood.
So
bend.
earthbenders can bend blood too because it has iron in it, right?
yeah, theoretically.
But it's never in the story because it's not
Yeah,
convenient
yeah,
to the
yeah.
story.
Yeah,
But continue.
It's not in the story. Yeah, so you
I'm
don't need-
nitpicky.
But they do.
Fuck you,
they,
Edward.
They do leave that logical conclusion there because they can bend iron.
Yeah.
And it's in Legend of Korra. It's expanded that it needs a certain percentage to actually be able to bend it. If it's too refined,
Gotcha.
they can't do it anymore because there's no more earth inside of it. It's just
so if it's just steel,
yeah. So,
So-
they can't bend it anymore.
Try to bend these bullets, bitch. Take out your Glock.
It
Honestly,
requires a lot of
And then-
blood bending requires a lot of well, I mean
Viagra.
yeah. Pop a pill, you become an
It
instant
was
blood
it was
bender.
a forbidden practice, right? Like it was experimental.
Not really. It was just looked down upon because it was like you're literally taking control of someone.
so who cares? Fucking
Yeah.
kill them.
No, I thought
Well, that's why she started because that's why it's introduced that way because
What?
you need to see. This is all about writing.
Okay.
Why would something forbidden then be rediscovered? Because you're put in a position where the normal laws of society no longer function. She was kept as a
Gotcha.
slave prisoner inside of a Fire Nation camp, so she
deal with it.
discarded morals in order to escape because her safety came first.
Oh,
It's
it's an
all
allegory for the
writing.
Holocaust.
There
I
we
get it. Wow. So who's the Avatar Hitler?
Fucking
Fire Lord Hozaki
Ozen?
or Ozen,
Yeah.
whatever.
yeah.
Sozai or whatever. No, well, I guess it would be like all the Fire Lords, right?
No, technically they're the Gestapo.
Oh yeah.
So
true.
you got Himmler.
Well, no, that's the army.
You got but I'm saying because all the Fire Lords are like Himmler and the fucking Gutenberg or whatever.
No, because who's they're the rulers of the Fire Nation.
Who's number one?
Fire Lord Ozai.
So he's Hitler, and all the other ones are the SS officials.
There's only
right?
one Fire Lord at any time. His father was Fire Lord, and then his father was Fire Lord.
So there's no other ranking structure?
Well, yeah, there is,
That's
but
what
they're
I'm
not
saying.
called Fire Lords.
What are they
Yeah.
called then? Is my question.
I have no idea. They're nameless generals.
Generals. Okay, then the
Yeah, we don't
generals
see
are
them.
Himmler and the rest. Okay,
yeah.
let's map out the Holocaust and its
Right now,
allegory
compared to the
direct
Avatar?
comparison
No.
to the Avatar.
No, but yeah, and then maybe something like so I don't know, Terry Pratchett.
yeah.
Terry Pratchett. If you read his books, the Discworld series,
Who's
I
Terry
think
Pratchett?
They're a famous author, no? The one who wrote
We don't
Hitchhiker's
read.
Guide to the Galaxy.
You don't read, huh?
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
That's not
We
Terry
don't
Pratchett, is it?
read, Edward.
No, that's not.
I
Terry
don't know.
Pratchett.
When's the last time someone bought a book here?
Honestly,
Not
Me
you,
yesterday.
without you, Edward.
I was like
without-
literally yesterday.
Without you, Edward.
Right now I'm reading The Fourth Wing. That
Edward
one's
just reads
nice.
from his phone, dude. He doesn't.
straight
Yeah,
up.
All your books are on the phone. I'm reading this manga too from my phone.
Good Omens.
Good Omens,
That's
yes,
why he wrote
Terry-
it with Neil Gaiman.
That's
I
one of his
remember.
more famous works, but he has the whole like Discworld series
That-
with the elephants. You know, you ever see? I'm sure you've seen the meme like the world is on top of an elephant carried
Gaiman.
by like, or on top of a turtle carried by 4 elephants. Fucking all that bullshit.
I have
I
not-
missed it, Walter. What did you say?
Yeah.
Nothing.
The moment has
Watch
passed.
Watch the episode.
Yeah, you
Watch the episode to
You'll
see
have
what
to
he
pay
said.
premium to watch
Fuck.
this one.
We're subscribed to our Patreon too.
Subscribe to our Patreon.
Professor,
see-
that was
No, yeah.
funny.
We're
Fuck,
like-
why aren't you laughing?
But, or okay, no, an easier one. An easier one. Think D&D. You know how in D&D you need specific materials to create like a spell. You have like physical components and
And now it's pay to win.
like if
Oh, D&D's nuts.
God.
he got you. I thought Andres was actually gonna answer.
Yeah, I did too. It was so serious.
Valuable
It was so serious.
I was like, "Oh, Andres got."
Bro, it
a
wasn't even
point."
that funny, bro.
It wasn't even funny until Hector started cracking up, dude. I was just like,
That was
seriously,
good timing.
Oh my
Because
God.
it fooled me. I thought
not-
Andres was legit gonna say
Other
a good
people laughing makes
or-
you wanna laugh.
or like a good addition.
What
to the conversation.
what insight does Andres have this time?
Yeah. What is your 30-page dissertation, Andres?
It's just these nuts. Over and over again. All right, who can say fuck the fastest? Fuck, 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 fuck.
See, you're cheating. You're
I'm
just doing it over and over again. I
I've
said
been
it once in the
practicing.
fastest.
No, that's what I'm saying. The fastest.
Yeah.
I
Fuck,
can't.
fuck, fuck,
I
fuck,
said it
fuck, fuck,
first.
fuck,
Therefore,
I
I
can
have
barely
the best.
speak normally. Don't test me, bro.
fuck. All right, this is a
Hey,
test.
hey.
So, anyways, Walter.
Anyways, Walter, any thoughts to add on writing and
your
world building?
bets? What's your bets on the Super Bowl? Who do you have?
The Niners gonna win it.
The
Oh
Niners?
yeah, Walter was
Yeah.
telling me to mortgage my house so that I can bet it on the 49ers.
Hell
They
yeah.
are, dude.
Pull out a second reverse
they're probably
mortgage.
gonna
Yeah.
Like they already beat the 2 other best teams in the fucking NFC. Like they destroyed them, right?
Like,
And
wrecked
we're
them.
We're the number 1 seed.
Are they gonna choke?
They bent them over a
No.
table and fucked them.
Nah,
in
they
the
don't
ass.
choke. It was the LA Chargers though.
The only time we lost last year is because our fucking starting quarterback got hurt. But that was
Oh,
But
who's the
now
starting
we have-
quarterback?
Brock Purdy. It's like a
Barack
new guy.
Obama.
Barack Obama. is
Why is he
He
playing
took a career
football?
turn after the presidency.
When he's not in this, in the presidency, fixing this country.
Okay. When he's not on Epstein's island. He's over there playing quarterback for the fucking.
You know,
When he's not
actually-
making touchdowns on the field, he's making touchdowns in,
Oh,
in the
Jesus.
presidential speech.
Um,
Oh god.
so we got the 49ers.
Wait, did
pretty-
he actually come out on the list? I
No,
haven't
no,
seen
no,
it.
he
Oh,
No,
okay,
no,
okay.
no. The only presidential candidates on the list is RFK and Donald Trump.
No,
And Bill Clinton.
oh, presidential candidates. I thought you meant presidents. I was like, Bill Clinton was
No,
on it
yeah,
too.
it was Clinton, but
Yeah, yeah.
that one, if you told me, I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, I love
But
Bill
again,
Clinton.
fuck, you love Bill Clinton, old Billy boy.
He plays the saxophone.
He plays the
Phil
saxophone.
Blinton?
He eats fried chicken. He's a black person, dude. Did you remember is that Chappelle's bit or whose bit is that?
Yeah, he's like, he kissed the black baby around the lips. Like,
Let me find that one so we can.
It's
That's
so
great.
iconic.
yeah, it's part of his like
It
status.
was like,
special.
so
Come here,
George
black
Bush is
people.
like, nah,
Let me see.
come here, baby, come here, baby.
Dude, no one's fallen off hard. No comedian's fallen off harder than Dave Chappelle. He just does
Honestly.
the same 4
No.
jokes now.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah,
That's
he
true.
does.
Dude, his
Yeah.
special in 2021 was literally like
Oh.
it was so
He dropped a
bad.
special like this week.
Yeah, and it was the
It
same
was-
4
it
jokes
was-
over again. I saw it.
No, well, no, it was good.
I found it.
was
I
good.
found it.
Yeah.
I
He
found it.
made
I
fun of
found
the
it.
handicap. He loves punching
it
down.
was the
found it.
same four jokes over and over
Okay,
again.
I found it.
I'd vote for Clinton again if I could. At least it's always been. Now again, I'm not looking at his politics. Don't know what his politics are. I'm just looking at his behavior. I understand that kind of behavior. I know a lot of dudes with them shortcomings. Weed smoking fornicators. There's a lot of them. I mean, come on now. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Bill Clinton was not the first president to do what he did. Now, let's think back for a minute. Remember a guy named Kennedy, John F. Kennedy? Remember him? He fucked Marilyn Monroe. Matter of fact, him and his brother Bobby fucked Marilyn Monroe. And history doesn't talk about that much. You know why history doesn't talk about that much? Because those two pages in history are stuck together. They was getting it on. They were getting it on. I seen the tapes. Remember the tapes? She'd be singing on there. She was partying, stressing them out. Happy birthday, Mr. President.
Skip ahead. Nice.
Bitch, my family's here. Clinton did the same thing, but he didn't do it like that. Because it's the year 2000, he's busier than Kennedy was. He's a busy man. Clinton did that kind of thing the way busy men do it. You know what busy men do? They fuck who's close to them. I can tell that's what Clinton was up to. Look like he just stuck his head out the office door and shit. Oh, boy. You, come here. I made my penis suck for my 330. Come on. Oh, boy. He's probably looking at Kennedy's picture and shit. Oh. And then to top it off, he lied, which I thought that was special. I did, man. I know how he did. I've been accused of having sex with a girl I did not have sex with before. And let me tell you something. That shit is infuriating. You ever go through that? You know, it'll make you crazy. You be screaming at your best friends. I didn't touch that bitch, nigga. I'll kill you. Fuck you, nigga. I'll kill you. Please believe me. Please believe me. And Clinton didn't do it like that, did he? And Clinton came out of the press conference all relaxed. His shoulders all relaxed and all this trouble. It looked like he just got done fucking or something. Listen, let me tell you something, America. I don't think you heard me the first time. I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky.
You can't get shit like this from modern Dave Chappelle.
Okay, no.
Yeah,
the original, of course, original up and coming Dave.
You can't get good shit like
He
this
peaked
anymore.
The Killing Me Softly special is so fucking
It's iconic.
peak.
It's his most iconic
peak Dave
special,
Chappelle.
yeah.
Peak. Like you can watch that one over and over again, and I'll gladly. It's like,
Yeah.
hey baby, why are you on the car? It's like, fuck you, I got kids to feed. And it's like, what?
Oh, goddamn.
It's so good. We got to watch that one. But yeah,
Again.
We'll just run it right here instead of us just
instead of us, please enjoy 20 minutes of Conway Twitty. And then it goes into Family Guy bit. But yeah, like his 2021 special was really like, I said bad things about a trans person, but I have a trans friend. She killed herself, but we were friends, you know? And it was like, I was like, okay. I was honestly waiting to laugh for most of it. He had a couple of like, yeah, funny stuff, but like, I'm like, if 99%, okay, if like 70% of your thing is just like, guys, come on, we're all allies here. And also, you can't punch down to me because I'm black, and I can punch down to trans people because I'm black. And it's like, wait, what? Like,
doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I was just like, eh.
Yeah, he's just not really that funny anymore.
Yeah.
He's falling off so hard. He got hit with the same brain rot that Elon did.
And fucking Rogan.
Oh yeah, Rogan too.
Rogan.
Yeah.
Rogan was never funny.
His
podcast.
Yeah,
his-
I
okay.
have to agree. He
But
was never
his
funny.
stand-up
podcast?
specials were never good.
dude, I don't
Raw
think I've
trash.
seen any of his specials ever.
No.
I've seen his hypocrisy of when he's like, yeah, you shouldn't be one of those comedians that goes out there and fucks a stool, and then like there's like a cuts to immediate clip of him on the stool being like, and he's like, yeah, stool fucking is like the lowest form of comedy, and it wasn't even like that long ago between the clip and him having done
Jesus.
it. It was like a year or two ago. You know, it wasn't like
I
him
think
when he had hair.
At one
Yeah,
point,
yeah.
every comedian writes a stool fucking bit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I
think all
fucking
of them
remember
have
Cat
one.
Williams still fucking bit. I
Kevin-
remember watching that
Kevin
shit on
Hart,
Netflix. Yeah.
Fucking, these new guys, the guy with the leg or whatever.
The guy with the leg?
The leg.
You know what
Oh,
I'm talking
dude,
about?
Two-leg
guys with legs.
Jones.
That's his thing. He's
Two-leg
like, do the
Jones?
leg, and it's like fucking stool or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because it is funny. It's
Oh,
just
it's
that.
funny.
No, no, no.
Yeah.
Fucking Andrew, not Santino, the other one.
Dice Clay?
No, not Andrew. Who's that one? Who's the one that's not funny?
Andrew Schultz?
Schultz, yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. Andrew Schultz, yeah. Schultz not funny. And his, the fuck, I just had his name.
Brendan Schaub?
Brendan Schaub, yeah.
Yeah.
His dumbass
They're
also.
funny.
Dude, I don't know how they got people to laugh at his thing. Like, I think I swear to God, they added a fucking laugh
Yeah,
track.
his laugh track, definitely.
Because it was so fucking bad.
It's really
so
bad.
It's
Yeah.
because like comedians nowadays, like I was like watching something about this the other day, where basically like comedians nowadays are starting to consider themselves like the new modern day philosophers, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I've
it's
seen that
fucking
video too.
it's unironically removing what actually made them close to philosophers in the first place,
Yeah.
because now they're taking themselves way too seriously. And
Yeah,
there's,
you're not
there's
supposed
no
to take yourself
vehicle
so
by which they
seriously.
can get their ideas across anymore because they're removing the comedy element. They're taking themselves so seriously.
like satire, right?
Satire.
Satire, yeah.
Satire, yeah,
Satire.
satire, satire.
Not yeah. It's
Satirical
Yeah.
content.
satire.
Yeah,
But like there's forms of satire and there's going out and going, oh, I'm out here in the hood and I'm saying like racist things, guys, to get a reaction and provoke, you know?
yeah. Watch me get beat up in the
Exactly. and then there's satire like Nathan Fielder when he's like,
Oh,
do you
dude,
think-
Nathan
do you-
Fielder's so good. He's
Oh,
so
fuck-
fucking good.
Let me
dude.
show you.
I
Let me
love
show
Nathan
you.
Fielder.
Did you watch his
Let-
new show?
I did not. I didn't get a
no,
chance because it's on
no,
Showtime.
No, I
It's
haven't.
fucking boring.
Oh.
No,
I mean-
I haven't seen his. I know him from Nathan For You.
It's like a drama.
That's like the
It's
basic
like a
where I know
drama
him
thing.
from.
Yeah.
Watch.
I really
Literally?
enjoy Nathan
Yeah,
For
Nathan For
You.
You is great.
Let me see. Oh my God, Nathan Fielder. Where are
What's it?
you?
Daniel Sloss. Daniel Sloss has been on an uptick recently.
Who is that?
Daniel Sloss.
Daniel Sloss.
Yeah, so
He's-
good.
He was famous for like a couple of months when he came out on something. I forgot what he came out on.
X. He was on a HBO comedy special. I
Yeah.
think he named it X.
Daniel Sloss.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
And
Daniel Sloss.
and
He's a good
he
comedian.
said that he in that special he's broken up so many couples.
Oh, that's
that he
his
keeps
first
track
one.
of it.
That's
oh,
his first
that was
one.
the other one. Then.
That's his,
Okay,
he's had 3 comedy specials. That was his first one because he basically described how he absolutely hated being in this relationship with this person, but he didn't have a good reason to leave. And so every day when he was coming back home from work, from trying to do stand up,
Mm-hmm.
he was just like, "Oh God, I hope I don't want her to die, but I hope she's dead so that I don't have to, And
Deal
he was
with
like,
her.
he's like, when you're at that point in a relationship, you should just break up. That's enough of a reason because you don't want to be together with him anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That's enough of a reason to just break up. And he kept doing that. And people going to his show saw that, realized, hey,
That's how I feel all the time.
yeah,
Uh-oh.
yeah. And then so they all started getting
Terrible.
divorces after his show. Yeah,
Oh, Jesus.
yeah.
So watch this. This is a great one.
yeah,
I
he's
did
really
this whole
good.
crazy
He's really
thing
good.
so people wouldn't redeem the rebate. But really, in the
That's a
end,
good one.
what I realized is that more important than any of this is friendship.
Is that, for the, is that the gas or the alcohol?
That's right.
Guess.
Yes.
In doing
Watch.
this, I made some very good friends. Ray Primus was one of them.
Who?
Ray Primus.
Oh,
Just some random.
He was willing to drink pee.
P?
Yeah.
Really? Who's P?
No, just anyone's pee.
Anyone's P?
He says there's no germs.
Oh,
in it.
maybe they can drink my grandson's pee. It's very clean. Yeah?
And then
Well, why?
Because it's clean. Why drink my
Why
pee or
is-
your pee?
Promoting your grandson's pee.
I am promoting because grandson's pee sometimes helps. It really helps.
Have you drank your grandson's pee?
Yeah.
Why?
What?
I was scared.
What do you mean you were scared?
Yeah, sometimes you're scared for something.
What are you talking
sudden
about?
accident or something. You drink the grandson's pee, and it's gonna help you.
I don't understand. Why does it help you if you drink your grandson's pee?
That's what they say. Yeah.
Who says that?
My grandma.
Your
Long
grandma
time
said
ago. Yeah.
you drink
saw
your
that.
grandson's
Yeah, I
pee
saw
if you
that.
get scared.
Not grandsons, any little kid.
Drink-
Not over age of 5, because before over age of 5, it's terrible.
I have never.
I am serious
Break
about
scary
it.
thing.
Why?
Yeah, if you're scared,
Yeah.
you drink the small child's pee, it helps. I heard from my grandma. You can ask your parents or grandparents, maybe they tell you too.
I will ask, I
Okay,
guess.
ask them. Thank you for giving this
Oh my
idea.
god. Did he actually just talk to the random?
So I'll tell you the story, right? He goes and tells us he's pitching very bad business ideas, but on purpose, so that they'll like try and like he's making fun of them. Well, okay, it's satire, right? Of like you know, you always see like people being like, "I'll come in and revamp your business."
Yeah,
but he
yeah.
does that comedically. So he came in and said, "We'll have a gas station rebate. If we have a rebate, we can legally announce that the price of gas is 99 cents, but." On the inside, you have to come in and rebate it. So it'll be the normal price. If you submit your rebate, then you'll get it, right? But to submit the rebate, they had to like go all the way up a fucking mountain
Hill,
and like
yeah.
camp for overnight and stuff. And there were like 5 or 6 people that actually went to do the rebate. They're like, yeah, I'm going to get my rebate. Sure. And so they went and they bonded, all this stuff. That's why he's like, oh, I made a friend, someone. And that's the gas station owner. He pitched us to the gas station owner. The gas station owner said, cool, okay. So that's one of the few moments where he actually breaks character, because the guy's like, he's just saying some like gibberish because his grandma from like the 1800s was like, oh, you drink your grandson's pee, and if you get scared about something, I think what he meant to say was like, if you're nervous about something, drink your grandson's pee for good luck. I think it's something like that, right? Because he was like, when you're scared, he's like, what do you mean when you're scared, right? I don't know the actual thing, but the fact that he's like, look, he's like, why are you advertising it? And then he actually cracks. He actually fucking cracks, because he's always super serious. Like, he'll be looking at someone in the face. I couldn't find the. Oh no, I think I did find the clip. So in this clip, he's asking a lady, like, do you think Asian drivers are worse? And then she's like, well, no. And it's like, okay, let me give you an impression of an Asian driver.
Okay.
Nathan Fielder. Okay. Asian driver Nathan Fielder. Oh, okay. And then he literally says this completely seriously, and he does not laugh. And he's like, okay, let me help you.
Oh, would you like me to park your car?
He literally says it just like that, and the lady's like, well, no, I think I still would let them. And like, they're completely serious about it.
Oh
And he
my
doesn't fucking
God.
crack. I wish I could find the actual thing, but yeah, that's
When
literally.
he does crack. It's the funniest shit.
It is,
It's
because
the funniest
he's so
shit.
he's so good at being
Yeah.
professional about just complete bullshit. In one of them, he's like, guys, I think we can sell chili dogs inside the NFL stadium or NHL, the hockey stadium. How are we gonna do that? And so he puts on this huge suit that's filled with chili, and and it's like, it has bags of chili and stuff. He's like, oh, you want a chili dog? They're like, sure. And then he like takes a hot dog, or no, it's just a chili. So he's like, oh, did you buy a hot dog too? Yeah. Do you want to buy some chili? And they're like, oh, sure. And then he puts his arm and it goes. And it's like this huge elaborate scheme. Nathan for You,
So
HBO
good.
Max, watch it now.
Hot take.
You
Nathan
guys-
for You, popular show
guys-
is
do you-
good.
do you want
It's
ketchup?
actually good.
No,
I
got
wouldn't
my
say
own.
popular, because it was on Comedy Central and it like passed by people
Did it?
until it came on HBO Max.
Oh,
I swear to
okay,
God,
yeah.
Because dude, Nathan for You was 10 years ago.
That's where I found out about it.
When have you
HBO
ever
Max.
heard of Nathan Fielder being like super famous outside of like, the last couple of years? Because he also did The Rehearsal, which fucking exploded on HBO Max.
I was gonna say on TikTok, but then that's
It's catered to you.
yeah, it's
though.
catered to me. Yeah,
Nathan for You.
I kept seeing clips of it over and over and over.
You want to
again.
watch
Yeah.
his videos? You're gonna send me
Exactly. China, Illinois, unfortunately got taken off of HBO Max, which is
Garbage.
China, Illinois is a great one.
It's okay. Just get it on the high seas.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If
Yo,
you guys,
Chinese precious.
I want to have sex. It
worked.
It worked. So if you guys ever want to see TV shows, remember, you can technically go to fucking what's it called, BitTorrent. Yeah, you can technically download
QBitTorrent.
You can technically download QBitTorrent and then technically download a VPN and then technically go on torrentgalaxy.com and then technically download stuff. But I'm not advising for that. But technically,
Okay, I was gonna say like
Technically
you could.
In theory.
In theory.
Theoretically,
You could
for
go to-
academic purposes only.
for academic purposes, right?
Just-
This is again,
it's
this
just
is
a theory.
educational.
Yeah, educational.
This
This
is-
is now an educational podcast.
Yeah, I'm going to teach you how to make a
Broke till Friday. We teach you how to be broke until Friday.
Teach you how to make a pipe bomb, but
Jesus
educationally,
Christ.
okay?
Yeah.
No.
If you guys wanted to make a pipe
So
bomb,
first you put the wire in.
No, hypothetically, if you got a small bag of cement and bought some nails and then bought a pressure cooker, hypothetically, you could make the type of bomb that was at the Boston Marathon. But again, this is hypothetically.
Hypothetically.
For
Jeez.
educational purposes
For
only,
only.
we'll
That's
show
not
you.
good.
We'll show you how
So
to
this
split.
is a diagram.
This is a diagram how we'll show you how to split cash purchases and make them so that it's erratic enough that it doesn't seem like there's some sort of pattern
Prepaid
here.
cards for bought purchase from
No,
different
you don't
stores.
need prepaid cards. You only need
Future
cold
Andres,
hard
please cut this
cash.
out.
So remember,
Future Andres, please cut this out.
no, it's a joke. I didn't. There's not. You think it's that simple to make a pipe bomb? You wish, dude. God. And so you get a 9-volt battery.
Even fucking what's his face? The Unabomber had like a whole fucking lab station where he fucking had to test out bombs because
An
it's
actual
actually
workstation.
funny enough. It's actually pretty difficult to build a bomb.
Your Honor, to call it an improvised explosive device is an insult to the craftsmanship. Okay?
Exactly.
It was not improvised. It took many months of work.
It took dedication.
This was a DED, dedicated explosive device. Okay. Also, did you guys know someone planted pipe bombs at the Capitol?
Oh, I thought you were
January
gonna say.
6th?
I thought you were gonna say pipe bombs in your house. Like, excuse-
This year or last?
No.
Last year,
during the
last
January
year.
6th.
Yeah,
that was
yeah, yeah.
2 years ago now, dude.
yeah.
I know it's crazy.
Wait,
Crazy.
fuck, that was 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
It's 2024.
2021. Oh my God, we're old. No, but yeah, dude, that was three
We're in,
fucking years ago.
we're in an election year.
I
man.
honestly,
it.
I felt like it was like last year.
Yeah, low
It-
key.
it does. Like,
Look,
well,
dude, time has not stopped. Has
No, it won't. It never will. Time is unforgiving. Remember that.
since COVID.
Go hug your
Since
family
COVID.
members.
That's the
Yeah,
thing that made
yeah.
Everything else killed us, and it was like, it wasn't
Yeah.
funny, guys.
Okay, see how fast we can jump
Fuck you,
Walter.
All right,
Like, you just kiss me.
that's my version of jumping you.
This is version
Come here, Walter.
Doing me with kisses.
He's gonna jumpstart your orgasm, dude. So,
God.
Oh, fuck.
so someone actually planted
Come
a
on.
pipe bomb in the
Come on,
Capitol.
Daddy-o.
Someone planted a pipe bomb in the Capitol, and we don't know who it was. It's crazy, dude. But like, I feel like the FBI knows who it was, but they're like,
They don't
you
have
know,
enough evidence to bring them up.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
because this takes years. It does take years.
I thought they were literally
No,
picking
dude.
people off of the videos.
Yeah, but
They
this
were.
guy was fully covered.
Oh.
They have a clear video of the guy doing it or the person doing it, but
no-
you cannot know
Yeah.
nothing descriptive of them.
Oh,
It's
that guy was smart.
crazy.
He went in without
Yeah,
getting
the one person with the brain cell in that
that
hole.
one person.
He must have seen this video in the future explaining how to make a pipe bomb and then thought it was a good idea.
Hey
Time
guys,
traveled back.
you
we're
don't wanna
we're the
cover
loop.
yourselves?
We're the loop.
Oh
Ah!
no, don't release the episode. Don't.
That's Broke Till Friday.
And Nift. Oh, and
Wait,
Nift.
no, was it? I don't think so, right?
I think that was an hour. No,
That was like 40 minutes.
We
I
gotta
think.
keep
Yeah.
going.
We
Wait.
keep going. We keep
Okay.
pushing.
Well, I wanted to ask you guys. Did you guys actually wait? Did you guys review Barbie and Oppenheimer?
Yeah,
Yeah,
There was a
yeah,
whole
yeah.
episode called
Oh.
Barbenheimer. Hector,
Barbenheimer.
you're subscribed to the podcast, right?
Uh,
We finally passed 100 subscribers, guys.
Yes,
Woo!
yeah,
100 subscriber special.
5 years later.
I
2019 we started, right?
Yeah.
I tell my coworkers that
Almost
my
5
homie has a
years.
podcast and he don't believe me. Straight
That's
up.
so funny.
They don't.
Uh,
You
They're like,
know
yeah, what are you
podcast.
homies with Joe Rogan? Ha, idiot. Now go back to cutting carrots, bitch.
no, dude, my opinions on Oppenheimer have changed a little bit, to be honest.
Why?
Mostly because I think because it takes itself so seriously, like,
Why?
and it's
no,
changed.
that's the point of it. It's
Yeah.
no,
supposed
no,
to take
yes,
stuff
yes,
serious.
but this is why. No. This
Okay,
is why.
okay.
Because when people like Oppenheimer are made into a movie, like,
Yeah.
and I'll mention the specific movie
Historical
that changed my mind. Not just historical figures, but historical figures who, even if they themselves weren't bad, led to
them.
horrific things.
Yeah.
Like portraying them in a way that makes them not only sympathetic, but like, as in like, oh, you should feel
It's
sorry
almost
for
as
these
if he's a
people.
human being. Damn.
No,
Edward.
but like, because like the specific. Let me mention the specific movie I'm thinking of, Napoleon, the one that just got released by what's his face.
That's not a real historical thing, though.
Yeah,
that
I
was
know.
complete
I know,
bullshit.
but-
That's not a movie
no,
to
no,
compare
but
to
the issues
Oppenheimer.
with Napoleon are still in Oppenheimer, just
Like
muted.
what?
So one of the
what-
issues with them is
what
that
is
it
the
glorifies Napoleon, right? It glorifies the Napoleonic Wars.
Yeah.
It glorifies the actions
Maybe
there.
if he was the main character. And
No.
No,
But
but
you can be
it-
a main character without being glorified.
yeah.
Really?
Like,
Wow.
yes,
Wow.
yes.
Wow.
Like,
Uh,
like in the movie Norbit.
No.
Glorified BBWs. Now look where we are.
How do you call it? Oppenheimer does the same thing to Oppenheimer. Just not as bad. Like it's because it's made by a better director, in my opinion. But also,
And it's written a lot better?
It's written a lot better, but it's the issues are still present.
So
like
it's
it's not
good.
like they've
Like what,
eliminated
though?
them.
Like what?
Like that.
Yeah.
Like the glorification of Oppenheimer.
The-
and his thing
The
that-
movie was
You
about
missed-
him.
No,
Yeah, I
don't
yeah.
understand.
no.
That's what I don't
He can be a
understand.
main character without being glorified.
Yeah.
The whole movie's the exact opposite of that. The whole
Yeah.
point is the emotional weight of that decision.
Yeah.
Even though he did fully know that he was working with the government for a bomb because the Nazis were,
Yeah,
he thought he
yeah.
was doing it. He knew fully well the mass scale, and that's why when they completed it, that's why he has that moment where he's like, ah, fuck. It wasn't when they set it off over the Hiroshima. It was when he was like, we actually did it. Now it can be used as a weapon of mass destruction. Even before anyone was confirming, okay, we're gonna drop it. And that's why even the fucking president tells him, get off your bullshit about it. You knew exactly what you were doing, but he's like, yeah, but it's still a difficult decision.
This is exactly my point. The movie should have said that his decision was still basically wrong. And the movie doesn't do that.
It's
It does.
ambiguous
Yes,
on
it does.
purpose
Yes, I
because
know.
there's no clear answer.
Napoleon is glorifying Napoleon on purpose.
Did
That
you-
doesn't.
But
That's
Napoleon's
not
a
an
worse
argument for
movie.
it.
No,
Did
no,
you
no.
watch Napoleon?
Wait. No,
Yeah.
okay. How did they glorify Oppenheimer?
No. What I'm saying is that the
No,
issue,
how did they glorify Oppenheimer? I want to know
That was your argument, Edward.
Yes. No. My issue is that the issues with Napoleon are still present in Oppenheimer, just muted. The way that they glorify it is by not coming down on the opposite side. That it was bad for him to build that bomb.
They did so many times. They
The
showed the
movie did
dead
not.
Japanese as everyone's clapping because it went off. Right,
showed
he
the-
started hearing like the death of the Japanese
Imagine
people. And stuff like
Yes,
that. That was
you
and
imagine
the
the
weight of that
bodies,
is
too.
on the individual rather than the actions that he took. The weight of they're
Wait,
portraying
what?
Oppenheimer as a sympathetic character when he really shouldn't be. He really shouldn't be a sympathetic character. You should not be sympathetic to the man whose work ended up creating a bomb that destroyed, exactly like you say, that did all of that. He should not be portrayed as a sympathetic character within this. That is semi-glorification. That is muted glorification. It is
How?
not overtly glorifying like Napoleon or in
People
means the way you
legit
can
call him like
recognize
a
it.
monster.
But by
Yeah,
not coming
Yeah.
down
There-
heavily on the opposite
there
side of
are
that,
so
making
many
him a
characters.
sympathetic character, that is a form of that.
There were
That
so many
is objectively
characters.
a form of
There were
that.
so many characters that were going, "This is wrong. I don't want to do this anymore. We're off the program."
Yeah.
And there were so many characters even
there
during
there was. And
Then what more
who
can
still
you
ends
do?
up being sympathetic?
Even
who
Einstein
still
was-
ends up being portrayed as a sympathetic character?
No one.
Oppenheimer.
No, he's not.
Oppenheimer. The movie does treat Oppenheimer
But-
as a very sympathetic character. Like,
But treating
anyone could
someone-
have done this. Anyone could have.
No,
ended up
the whole
doing-
point is
Well,
that
no,
anyone couldn't. It was only
Only
him.
him.
That was the whole point. You're
Yeah.
missing the
No,
point of the movie. You think anyone
not
can
in
be
relation to
sympathetic.
the other characters, in relation to you, to the
Well,
audience.
hold on,
The
hold on.
Oppenheimer is objectively portrayed as a
Wait,
sympathetic character,
so-
when
No, I
I
did not
personally
feel
think he
any-
should not.
But how is that glorifying?
that is glorifying him.
So hold
How
on.
was
he
it
wanted,
glorified?
He wanted to get there before the Nazis got there.
Yeah.
He was assuming they were going to use it against the Nazis, not against all
Correct.
these fucking like,
Civilians.
civilian Japanese. I think that's why he has to be the sympathetic character in this. If they use it against Nazis in wartime, it's fine, whatever, you know. But like, you know,
Yeah.
maybe after that, he didn't expect civilians to die.
But even then, when they were like, "Oh, like the Nazis have surrendered" or whatever, blah blah, blah, right? That's why he still had that like moment when they tested and it went well because they already knew the Nazis had surrendered at that point. But that wasn't the very beginning of the bomb. That was already at the end stage of the bomb. So that it's a morally complicated
Yes,
movie on
and
purpose.
Oppenheimer should not have been portrayed as a sympathetic character, and he was. That he objectively was. You can look at the
Okay,
movie.
but
he
you
was.
haven't convinced me that
and
he was
I don't
glorified.
think he should. That is
Glor-
glorification.
It's not
Glorifying?
making okay. If
Listen,
you made if
represented in
no,
such a way
if you
as
made
to appear
Hitler,
more elevated or special.
If you made Hitler a sympathetic character, do you think that would be
Okay, then
glorifying
maybe actually
No,
glorifying
We can
Hitler?
I'll do one about his
Yes,
art
I
career.
think it would.
I'll do one about his art career.
Yeah.
I'll glorify
do
Hitler's
it
art.
about his art career. Dude, he was so worried about his art career. He ended up going
again,
into politics. Like
this
like
isn't-
portraying someone who shouldn't be a sympathetic character as sympathetic is a form of glorification.
No, you just
hold on,
the
no,
movie was
but it's not
basically
good.
seeing
Right,
how
it
he
is.
feels.
The
No, it's
story-
not.
It
because
is.
no one's going, okay, now you've seen this movie, let's all be like Oppenheimer. The whole point is
No.
that it's a very complicated and hard decision that
Exactly.
weighs heavily on him.
Yes, a very
because he
complicated and
knows
hard
how it's
decision
starting.
to
Yeah.
drop
How-
a
how
nuclear
it's
bomb.
going.
It's not
What's
black or
going
white.
between-
No, like there's
The
a
movie's not
there's a
black or
clearly
white.
right
What's
answer.
going
to this.
outside?
Look,
What's the clearly right answer?
You shouldn't build
if
bombs that can
okay, look.
create the death of everything.
He
Okay,
literally went to
okay,
court.
then.
Yeah,
Okay,
he
then
literally
Yeah,
cool.
went
we
to-
can't create movies
Well,
about that.
no, you
then we
can't.
can't create any movies at all.
Did I say you couldn't create it?
Yeah.
No. Hold on.
Wait, wait, wait.
Hold on. Walter, did I say you
Because-
can't?
so
hold
I-
on,
like-
Walter. Did I say you can't? Did I
Okay,
ever mention that
I'm
you
not
can't make
convinced
it?
he's
saying
glorified.
Did I
that
ever
because-
mention you
Because-
can't?
Okay, so how would you make Oppenheimer?
You would make Oppenheimer not sympathetic. I would
How?
basically
So you would
put
say,
more
so
weight.
you would go, he's just a monster this entire time.
I would say that. I would say he's a monster for building the
Well,
bomb.
But he was
in
portrayed as a
history,
monster.
Were there protesters at the time?
Yes.
At the time, yes.
He was
we're-
portrayed as a
No,
monster.
because
And they
nobody
showed
knew
it.
they were creating a
Yeah.
super.
Oh,
weapon.
okay. Actually, no,
It
you're right,
was
you're right.
super top secret.
After that, you're
Of
right.
course, if they
and
knew,
internally there
yes.
were some people that knew
Yeah,
that.
and
that-
even
and
he,
they
at
showed
the
that.
end of the movie,
they showed that.
he
But I don't think
protested
the character,
use
the
of the
character
bomb.
as written, the character
Yeah.
as written is a
So
sympathetic
the character as written
I don't
still
think he should be.
protesting the bomb is not.
Yeah, at the end,
is
he's
glorified.
like on
Literally
committees
protesting, and
fighting
then all
against
his-
the use of the
and
nuclear
all his,
weapons.
all his
And
like,
we know that he had like this. Remember, this
Okay,
isn't
so you're saying
fiction.
that there's
Wait.
no narrativization in involved in this
I
movie.
understand that, but
Where
I'm saying-
where Oppenheimer is given better light than you think he should have.
No.
I still.
Wait,
I
wait.
think that is.
I-
because
no, no, no.
This
I
is
knew
not a
nothing
direct
about-
He was
documentary.
definitely- wait,
There
wait,
is
wait,
narrativization
You-
that's portraying him
Edrich.
unjustly better than
I
what
knew.
he
I
actually
knew
should
what
be
happened.
and what he
I
is.
knew what happened. Like I know history.
He was there, Edward.
Yeah.
No, he was there. He was there. Yes,
No,
yes,
but
he
Edward,
was there.
I knew.
I'll take
still
the L
know-
on that. He was
Edward,
there.
We still know that he was morally questionable because he was like cheating on his wife, all that other
Yeah.
stuff, and they
That's what
showed
they-
the dirty
yeah.
side of him as well. They didn't
Yeah.
go, he was a great guy.
They
He was-
called him
Okay,
a
so-
womanizer.
Okay, so are you
They
saying there's no
call-
narrativization as to his portrayal onto it? This is a perfectly straight, and the
I'm
movie
saying
condemns his
he was
actions.
not glorified, and I need
And the
more
movie
evidence.
condemns-
It
Give
doesn't
me
have
more
okay,
evidence
but
he was
Edward,
glorified.
It doesn't have to condemn his action. It just showed
It
what
does.
happened.
And
It
actually,
does.
and actually, it did condemn his
And it
actions.
did- it didn't con-
It did condemn his
So
actions.
it didn't
multiple
have to,
times.
but it did anyways. Is your
No, no, no.
argument?
I-
for
That's
this.
the better argument.
No,
yeah,
no.
That's the better
Hector,
argument.
Hector. It not only did it properly condemn his actions,
just showed what
It gave
happened.
both sides
Uh,
of the message of the wartime
exactly.
people thinking we're paranoid, we have to strike first. What are we gonna do?
That's why I wanted to tell
and
Edward.
Then
no, but
the
that's
other
why.
side.
That's why I wanted to tell Edward. I came in knowing nothing about Oppenheimer. I knew what happened,
Uh-huh.
but I didn't know nothing about him. And
Correct.
then this movie just helped me educate who he was. The only
So wait, so your only point of reference for Oppenheimer and what the action that
good
took
movie.
place is the movie.
No, okay.
Like,
But-
this
but
is
that's
the
the
issue.
point.
This
Wait,
is
wait,
the
wait,
issue.
that's
No,
the
no,
point.
this
That's
is
a
the
good
issue
movie.
because someone that doesn't know anything about Napoleon goes to watch Napoleon, and that's going to be their idea. They're going to be like, "Oh yes,
Gotcha.
now I know what
Okay.
Napoleon is.
Okay.
Now I know this." And
I'm
this."
not saying that you take that movie as like this is it. I understand that you're adding things to make it more dramatic and whatnot, right? But I don't think it's glorifying.
Like
him.
Hector's the prime example of why.
Hector, you're
of why.
dumb. I got you.
Like
I got
this,
you.
this,
Well, how
this,
did
this
they
is
get
the
me?
prime
Because
example.
you didn't know anything about Oppenheimer, you go and watch Oppenheimer, and then you're like, "Fuck yeah!"
and then
Oppenheimer.
oh yeah, this is how
Okay,
this is.
that's
And
the
this is the
thing.
weight
Did
of
the
this
movie,
question.
Did the movie seem like it was glorifying him?
No.
Hector.
It focused on everything. I was telling
On
about
everyone else.
It's a historical film. I was connecting the chain of events. I wasn't glorifying on her. I
See, but
wasn't
it's-
even
so
thinking
after,
about him.
So after watching the movie Oppenheimer, did you go, "This Oppenheimer, wow, he's amazing"?
No.
Okay, so he
That's
was.
what I was trying to
Yes.
put like point.
Okay.
Like,
But what are your thoughts
I-
on Oppenheimer?
I said it was
That he was a
He's
morally
still morally,
complex-
he's still
Yeah.
morally great.
Edward,
I'm
we
not-
did a paper on this.
Yeah.
Yes, and
I was not. I cannot judge him for I was not in that mindset.
Exactly.
We can judge people
That's
in
what
the past.
movie. That's what the
That's
movie.
the whole point of the
That's
movie.
the whole point of the movie.
We
To
can-
What?
portray-
So wait,
listen,
so
listen.
just because we're not in the mindset of George Washington, we can't condemn him for owning slaves? Like this
No,
argument
no,
is
no.
completely
Wait,
irrational.
Wait,
For the
wait,
time,
wait.
it
Let
was
me.
okay.
Yeah,
No,
let
no,
me
it was
talk-
not okay. What?
It was okay.
Let me talk through my argument.
You
Let me
can
talk
have
through my
a
argument.
little bit of
It was
nuclear
okay.
bombs,
Let me-
just yeah,
no.
it is
Let me
in
talk through the
moderation if you're in
argument.
the right time.
We wouldn't have the railroads
Listen,
without, you know.
Listen, let me talk through the argument, right? Everyone.
We wouldn't have the pyramids without slaves. Dude.
Correct. Correct.
So check one for us.
Check one for slavery. You know what? Actually, you make some good
Edward,
arguments.
you're
You should bring
fucking
back
arguing
slavery.
shit.
Listen. I'm not saying like, oh, he can't be judged ever or anything. That's not what I'm
No,
saying.
that's definitely
I'm
not.
saying when you're asking me, oh, do you think I'm not able to form a I'm not able to go, okay, I know exactly what his mindset was, because we would all have a different mindset were we in that same wartime period because of like US propaganda, the situations around us, right? Of course, in retrospect, we can easily go, that was bad. That was bad. It's very easy to judge something as being bad in hindsight, but that's why it's so morally difficult when you're at that moment.
But you
and
can
that's
also
why,
tell.
and that's why the movie is showing both
just-
facets.
I'll bring a modern example of how you can tell. Eating meat. Eating meat will in the future will objectively be considered as cruel as other forms of stuff that we've done in the past.
Yeah, and I
and
understand
we can tell
that.
from here.
I understand
and
that.
we can tell from here. when you look at the pamphlet, like this argument is completely asinine, especially when you look at any of the real world examples, like slavery, for example. Most of the people that were like our founding fathers that were slave owners were writing pamphlets about how horrific it was that they were doing this to black people. Like every single time someone's like, "Oh, it was for their time," or
But
"It
I
was-
treated them
it was morally
well.
complicated for
I
them."
even gave them a couple of
Yeah.
kids, dude. Why do you think there's so many Jeffersons?
Like,
Duh.
like you can see the writings that show that they knew that what they were doing was horrible. They
So-
knew that what they were doing
so
was
why-
bad.
okay, so
Oppenheimer knew what he was doing, but
Yeah.
he just
walk
regretted
walk
it at
me
the
through
end.
what
Yeah,
happens.
yeah. Oh, sorry, I
Listen.
don't feel bad for like.
But
the
he's
movie
not a
wants me to
good
feel
guy. We're not
sad.
saying that he's a good guy or
The
anything.
movie
Yeah,
wants
I
me
never
to feel
said-
sad. The movie wants me to feel sad for the poor
I
guy who
feel-
made the nuclear, who
No.
dropped the
I-
nuclear bomb.
I-
I don't feel. No, you
I
shouldn't
feel
bad
sympathy
for
because
him.
he's human
Yeah,
and he's placed in the
exactly.
human condition, and because all of the deciding factors around him that most of the things he wasn't even aware
You never
of.
know until
Just being
you're on your
neutral does
shoes.
not mean you are being, how do you call it? Just being completely centered does not mean you're being neutral about what's going on.
He
I
wasn't
didn't say I was
neutral.
completely centered.
Yeah,
either,
like
though.
like
Yeah,
this
no.
like
He's
that,
not
this is what I
neutral.
mean. It gives it like I'm not
That's why
saying
it's so
like
complicated.
my
though.
thing,
It's
my
a
His life was
issue.
complicated.
My thing wasn't that he's like, oh, he's treated as the best person ever in the film. That was never
You
my
said
argument.
glorified.
I said it has the same issues as Napoleon. Napoleon objectively glorifies Napoleon.
Yeah,
so
that's
much.
'cause Ridley
This is
Scott
a
directed that bullshit.
This is a muted version of those issues, and that was always my argument.
not.
That they
You
have
said it's muted
versions.
glorification.
Yes, muted.
So
it is very. It
so
is a very
you're
toned
saying
down.
It's
less-
putting him in more of a positive light than his life should have been.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
exactly.
But he
Okay,
wasn't.
I wouldn't say
it's not-
glorified.
I wouldn't say
It's
good.
a muted version of the same issues that Napoleon has with when you're portraying a historical figure that is objectively complicated and it's better. There's a reason why I think Napoleon is shit and I think Oppenheimer is a good movie. Like, you know, there's an objective difference here. But that does not mean that the movie does not have the issues that Napoleon does, even if they have been brought down to close to zero by an actually
Wait,
good
what do
director.
you rate Napoleon?
That's not
What do you
how
rate
I
Napoleon?
I give
I was
Napoleon
literally
like
watching
an
movies
F,
like,
dude.
what's
I
gonna
don't,
happen?
I don't
Out
like
of
that movie.
10.
I was
Yeah, oh, fucking like
I viewed it
one
as
or
a
two.
No
movie.
entertainment value at
That's
all.
No entertainment value
No
at all.
acting entertainment value. at
No
all.
acting. No,
That's
I didn't like 300 either. I haven't liked any of his films really.
Ridley Scott.
Not really Scott. Sorry. Films like that, like in that type of genre. So I'm thinking like 300. Fucking what's the
Didn't
other
Zack
one?
Snyder do 300?
Yeah. But it's in that genre. You get me?
You don't like 300? Why?
I didn't like 300 either for some very similar reasons.
When's the last time you seen it?
20
years ago.
Yeah, fucking forever.
Well,
You should probably
Like
rewatch
5,
it.
over
6
6 years
Yeah,
ago.
You might like
yeah,
it.
like 5-6 years ago.
This is Sparta. And then the memes.
I love Spartan
Good times.
because I love God
All right,
War.
I'm starving. Broke to Friday.
Broke to Friday.
No, but Edward, I watched it as a movie, a chain of events.
We're broke till Friday. Goodbye, my friends. We'll see you next week. Now I'ma go and beat my meat. And we're broke till Friday. Bye, my friends. We'll see you next week. And now I'ma go and beat my meat. And we're broke till Friday.